Okay, hey, I fixed the lighting. You can see my wonderful ace flag now. It's great. People might actually watch this video. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing the OTP tag, and hopefully this won't be as long, but it is 20 questions, so it might be long. But I'm going to try and make it not long. So anyway, the OTPs I picked for these questions are 1, Achilles and Patroclus, 2, Will and Nico, 3, Adam and Ronan, 4, Neil and Andrew, and 5, Jesper and Wylan. I heard it pronounced Wyland, and I'm like, I don't like that, so I'm gonna stick with Wylan, even if that is wrong. So, fight me. Question number 1 is, do you remember the episode, scene, or chapter where you started shaking 5? I had to translate this from German, so that doesn't actually make much sense. But I'm assuming it's saying, like, when did you start shaking at a scene or chapter for the 5th one you have, which is Jesper and Wylan. And I would have to say when they first kissed I wasn't shaking, but, like, it was as close to shaking as you can get. I kind of, like, threw the book in the air and was like, yay! Because I was waiting for that to happen. Number 2 is real easy. It's, have you read fan fiction about 2? And of course I've read fan fiction about Will and Nico. Like, I need to get around to updating my FicRecs page because I've read a lot of good Will and Nico fan fiction. Number 3 is, was a picture of 4 ever your screensaver on the phone / your profile photo on Tumblr? Number 4 is Neil and Andrew, which is a new ship, so no, but if you would like to know, Achilles and Patroclus are, in fact, my screensaver and lock screensaver on my laptop, and a statue of Achilles is my phone screensaver, so, you know, kind of like them a lot. There's some fan art I did. It says this and this and this up there, and then that one is a fig with bleeding, like a bleeding fig, and it says, perhaps the greatest grief after all, or perhaps the greater grief after all is to be left on earth when another is gone. Anyway, yeah, you can tell. Love me some Patch Achilles. That didn't even relate really to the question, but anyway, number 4, if 3 suddenly stopped today, how would I react? So if Adam and Ronan suddenly stopped, I guess, is what it's, like, break up, I guess, is what it's asking. I would be very sad, because they worked so hard to get to where they are now, and, like, oh, it would just be heartbreaking if they broke up. Yeah. Number 5. Why is 1 so important? And 1 is, of course, Patch Achilles. Patch Achilles is very important, because it's, like, the oldest ship in the book, like, the book, but, it's literally, like, one of the oldest ships. Like, people used to have, like, debates on who topped, because they thought it was a pederastic relationship, which, spoiler alert, it's not. But Patroclus wasn't that older. At least, I don't think so. I don't think he was much older than Achilles. So, it couldn't be that pederastic. I wrote a paper on this, guys. It was a good paper. It was for my theater history class. I'm rambling. Number 6 is 4 a funny or serious couple? So, is Neil and Andrew a funny or serious couple? Yeah, they're pretty serious, I'd say. I mean, they have humor, like, in their own ways, but, oh, I can't do that. But, sorry, I moved the laptop. But, yeah, I feel like Neil and Andrew are, pretty serious. Considering all that's happened to them, it makes sense for them to be serious, so not gonna blame them for that. Number 7 is, of all the couples you have listed, which one has the most chemistry? And I'm gonna go with Achilles and Patroclus. No surprise to anyone. And number 8 of all the couples, which has the strongest connection, I'm also going to go with Achilles and Patroclus, because, not just because, like, they're my favorite, but, like, I mean, come on, guys. Achilles literally, like, went to a rampage after Patroclus died. That's a pretty fucking strong connection. How many times have you read / watched the fandom of 2? And that is Will and Nico. I've only read the books once, so I guess once is the answer to that question. 10 is which couple has been together the longest, and that is also Achilles and Patroclus, if you consider the fact that, well, no, they're, even if you don't count the fact that they're, like, thousands of years old, they've been together the longest, like, just in the Song of Achilles, for example. I'm not going to go into the Iliad, but in the Song of Achilles, they've been together the longest than any of my other ships, because they've been together, they were, like, together since they were, like, 15, I think, is the age that they got together. Or was it 16? I don't know. It was 15 or 16. And then the others got together later in life and didn't. So, anyway. 11 is how many times, if ever, has 5 ended? And 5 is Jesper and Wylan, and they haven't ever ended in canon, so I'm gonna say they never ended, because I like happiness. If the world was suddenly struck by a zombie apocalypse, which ship would survive? 1 or 3? Achilles and Patroclus or Adam and Ronan? I don't know. Like, Adam and Ronan have, like, abilities, but Achilles and Patroclus are both, like, good at, like, hand-to-hand combat. So I feel like they would both last in the zombie apocalypse. So, you know what? I'm not going to answer that question. And 13 is, did 4 ever have to hide their relationship for some reason? Yes, actually. Neil and Andrew did hide their relationship for quite a long time, probably, because, well, they do, people do find out about them in the books, but, like, very late in the books, and while their relationship started kind of late in the books, because it didn't start until the third book, but they found out, like, they had to hide it. They didn't have to hide it, but they chose to hide it. Because they're both very, like, insecure and didn't want anybody to, like, think of them differently, probably is the reasoning. But, yeah. So, is 5 still together? Is number 14. And yes, as I previously mentioned, Jesper and Wylan never broke up in my mind. So, there you go. Oh, 15 is 1 regular / canon, and Achilles and Patroclus are, of course, canon. They've always been canon, and people who don't think they're canon can fucking fight me in an alley. I'll meet you there at 6. I don't know why I chose 6 as the time. It's 9 here. But, yeah, tomorrow at 6. If you wanna fucking fight, I'll fucking fight you over that. Number 16 is, if all 5 ships were sent to a couple Hunger Games, who would win? Again, like, they all have good abilities. Like, ooh, I don't know. Like, Jesper and Wylan would be pretty good, because, you know, Jesper's a really good sharpshooter, and he could hide behind, like, trees and shit, and just, like, shoot everybody. But, like, Achilles and Patroclus are both really good at hand-to-hand combat with, like, swords and shit. So, like, I feel like it's between those two. Even though Adam could be, like, talking to the trees, and Ronan could just dream up some like, kind of weapon that kills everybody. I don't know. It's between those three, because, sorry, Will and Nico and Neil and Andrew, but you guys probably wouldn't survive those other three. So it's between Achilles and Patroclus, Adam and Ronan, and Jesper and Wylan. Can't pick between those three just because I don't know. Number 17 is, has anyone ever tried to sabotage couple number 5? So has anyone tried to sabotage Jesper and Wylan? What's his face, whose name starts with a K, and I can't pronounce, nor can I actually remember, which is bad. It's like Kuwei? It's like KW something. It's like Kuwei or something like that. I'm making a fool of myself right now, but if you've read Six of Crows, you know who I'm talking about. He tried to sabotage Jesper and Wylan because he liked Jesper. Who could blame him? Jesper is amazing. 18 is, which ships would you defend until your death? All of these ships. That's why they're my OTPs. So that's an easy question. Then 19 is, have you ever spent days going through the Tumblr page of 3? And of course I've gone through the Tumblr page of Adam and Ronan. Like, Pinch is life, man. I had to find, like, listen, when I get into a fandom, I go through the pages of, like, everything. So I've, yes, spent days going through the Adam and Ronan tag on Tumblr. And finally, 20. When the Wicked Witch of the West descends from the sky, telling you which to choose one of the 5 couples that would forever end, which ship would sink? Oh, I gotta pick one to break up. Achilles and Patroclus is out of the question. But just know that. That's a fact. Will and Nico. Nico was so happy with Will. I couldn't do that to him. Adam and Ronan also, it took them so much work to get to this point. I can't do that. So it's Neil or Andrew or Jesper and Wylan. I don't know. Neil and Andrew took a lot of time getting together too, and I feel like they're really good for each other in, like, a really codependent way. So I don't feel like they would do very well if they broke up. Whereas Jesper and Wylan, I feel like they could still be friends if they broke up. Like, maybe not friends, maybe more like just acquaintances. They could work together and not make it awkward. So I'm gonna choose Jesper and Wylan. So, and that is all the questions. So if you watch this, thank you for watching this. I keep doing finger guns a lot, and my nose itched. So if you watched this far, I congratulate you. And if you did, you should tell me, and I'll, like, thank you a lot again. So anyway, bye.